In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Ayo Dosunmu. I think that he is one of the most underrated players in the NBA right now. He plays for the Chicago Bulls. They're ripping the league right now. So let's get down, let's check out Ayo Dosunmu and see what he does that we can incorporate into our game so that we can also become better ourselves. Let's check him out. So first off, Ayo Dosunmu does a lot of things on defense and transitioning into offense that are really good. After he tried to go for that block, he decided to then continue to cut down the court, which is something that you can do. If you miss a block, continue down court, because then you may be in an opportunity to be able to then, of course, get that pass all the way down for a touchdown dunk like we see here. Looking to transition off of a missed shot like this is key to his game, but something that we can also add to our game as well. However, there is a risk to it. The risk being is, of course, now if you are cutting down court and your team doesn't get the rebound, then you are going to be allowing your team to be one man short until you get back. Something that Ayo does really good is the fact that he can read defenses quite well. And here he's able to read the defense on a mistake that they made, and of course he's able to capitalize. So what does he do here? Well, this is a nice brush screen as we can see, and he's obviously reading that happening. And so because of that, he cuts baseline. Both of these baseline defenders are, of course, not facing the baseline, not really necessarily paying attention to him. Of course, he then cuts baseline slowly. Vucevic is able to see that. He's able to pass that ball over to him. He was able to get behind the defense. This is key. If you want to be able to score some simple points, get behind the defense. And if your team is able to see you, you can get some easy baskets. Transition, again, is key to his offense. Here he's coming down on the right side. He then cuts baseline out towards an open area of the court where he's able to then essentially just test the air and chuck up a three-point shot that makes it. Now, the reason why he was able to get this shot wide open and make that shot is because, of course, he cut baseline early on, getting behind the defense where they don't see him. And then Caruso, who's a very good passer, is able to see that. He cuts over towards this right side, which is very smart. Very, very smart by Caruso, because then that draws the defense over towards this right side. He has a player who's cutting, who is Ayo, who is then able to get wide open. Nobody is able to really contest that shot, and he's able to make it. He's actually very similar to Shea when it comes to his transition game as well, when he's got the ball in his hands. Here he's able to dribble that ball up the court in a 2-on-2 situation. He transitions over to his left hand, back to his right, and then he does a quick jab cross. This is something that you see in Jab Moran as well, where when you cross over from left to right, and then he does a quick jab after that cross towards that left side, that will do one of two things to the defender. That'll get the defender down onto their heels, or it will shift them towards that side, in which case you can then take that right side and finish with a nice layup. Ayo is also able to read his teammates as well and get them nice easy passes for dunks or layups. Here he sets up a perfect alley-oop pass about maybe 2 feet away from the rim, and that is roughly where you want it to be. Now for this pass, it's a bit higher because it's the NBA, but if it was a high school game for somebody who could maybe barely dunk, you want that ball to be roughly rim height so that they can catch it easily to dunk. And passes like this just show that he's got a bright future. Again, reading the defense, knowing how to move off ball is extremely important. Here we have a screen and roll with Vucevic. We have a pass into Vucevic in that high post. And what does he do? He cuts from the corner up to the wing, mainly because the defenders are now focusing on Vucevic. And when that happens, he can then get that kick out pass for that three-point shot. It's actually a very smart play to be able to do. If he stayed in the corner, it would have allowed, I think that's smart, to be able to cover out to him, in which case he would have had to do a corner to post pass, and those players would have been able to come down to try and block that. But instead, he was able to move up towards the wing so that he can jack up that three wide open. Also, being able to use different speeds when he's dribbling towards the basket is key for his ability to get open shots. So here we can see after that screen, he slows down and then he attacks hard really quick, and then he comes to a left to right foot stop. He's able to pull up for that shot without really too many players contesting it. The reason for this is by going slower after a screen, it makes the players think that you're going to pass to the roller. And when that happens, they start getting essentially lazy, and you can attack one hard step. That's going to get them back onto their heels so that now you can pull up for that mid-range shot. He also really knows how to use screens. Here we see in the Summer League where he looks like he's about to use that screen, and he's basically going to deny the screen. This defender starts going over top of the screen, trying to stop Ayo from attacking the rim. And when that happens, anytime you see a player trying to lift over top of the screen before you even use it, you need to deny that screen and cut back on the opposite side. This will allow you to get open shots and potentially even open passes to the rolling screener. We see this once again. That defender tries to go over top of that screen, and Ayo is able to deny that screen and attack the basket. Now this time he has the angle to be able to get off that left-handed layup. Now, I don't know what it is about Summer League, but these defenders always wanted to try and beat that player over top of these screens. And Ayo was smart. He was able to deny these screens every single time, draw a hedge player on that play, and then he's able to dish off multiple times to that rolling center, and he shows off his ability to pass in that situation. Obviously, Ayo doesn't have a massive amount of time on the court in the NBA. However, what we do see is some brilliant flashes, whether it comes by his defense, his transition game, or his ability to use screens. And if we continue to see this and he starts to expand his even better ability to shoot and maybe create shots for himself even better, then he may be getting an even bigger portion of time on the court with a very good Chicago Bulls team. I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.